If you're sitting aboard one of KTM's 2017 EXC models with your eyes shut, they only feel marginally different from their predecessors. To ride though, they're entirely different animals. Both the 2 and 4 strokes are unquestionably lighter and more agile, and combined with much broader and more refined engine packages across the entire range of bikes, they're a much more rideable, versatile and forgiving machine. The all-new frame and suspension components make them more sure-footed and forgiving, and combined with a broader, more powerful and refined engines, each and every bike in the 2017 Enduro range is easier and more enjoyable to ride. And given all those technological advances over their predecessors, the new model's $200 to $500 price increase for 2017 really is pretty damn modest. But if you had to single out one model that has evolved the most for 2017, it has to be the 250 and 300 EXC two-strokes, mainly because they're beneficiaries of all the frame, suspension and bodywork upgrades, and come with the first major overhaul to their engine since 1992. While the 4-stroke models may feel, say, 20% different than their 2016 equivalents, these 250 and 300 EXC two-strokes are 50% different to ride. They may look and sound like a two-stroke, but with a counterbalancer fitted to their engines for the first time, they now offer a much more refined, vibration-free ride that turns your preconceptions about two-strokes on their head. Traditionally, KTM's 300 EXC has been its biggest seller here in Oz. But we decided to ask KTM Australia for a 250 EXC long-term project bike instead, because we reckon there's good reasons for consumers to do the same. At just $12,295 from your dealer, the 250 EXC is $1,200 cheaper than the 300 EXC. And that's a huge differential for two bikes that differ only by the size of their piston diameter. Having lost the 200 EXC for the 2017 model range, KTM Australia has created a genuine incentive for consumers to regard this more user-friendly 17 model 250 EXC as their entry-level two-stroke. So as much as the new chassis and suspension components are completely new on these 2017 models, it's the engine that's the standout feature of this 17 model 250 EXC two-stroke. Because aside from delivering stronger, broader and more rideable power, the first-time addition of a counterbalancer has reduced its vibration by an astonishing 50%. After you twist the throttle on one of these new two-strokes for the first time, it's difficult to process just how different they feel to ride. They sound like a two-stroke, but the lack of vibration tells your hand, feet and arse otherwise. It's a super refined, almost otherworldly sensation. Instead of that teeth-rattling screech, your senses are freed up to tune into where you are in the rev range and how the chassis is behaving beneath you. So as most of you know, KTM's mantra is ready to race. But have we fitted any parts? Well, unlike many other countries, the KTM sold in Australia all come with handguards and bash plate as standard equipment, and they're both good quality parts. But to offer even better underside protection to our 250 XC, we fitted a 6mm thick AXP Racing hard plastic bash plate, which uses the existing mounting holes, which are 2-threaded inserts in the frame's cradle. It cost $180 and it's available through MX Store. Then to bolster the bike's crash protection, we also fitted a pair of radiator braces which bolt on quickly and easily in front of the bike's new reinforced radiator louvers. They're also from AXP Racing and cost $130. Last up, we fitted this $120 AXP Racing chain guide, again for added strength over KTM's standard plastic unit. So, who is AXP? AXP Racing is a French company who've been making Sherco's OEM bash plates for the past few years and now supplies several of the Enduro World Championship race teams, where, interesting, alloy bash plates have now been replaced almost entirely by these new generation plastic products, which are lighter, incredibly durable, quieter, and offer both flexibility and strength. So have we got any gripes about the bike so far? Well, a few. For starters, the new Mikuni flat side carb doesn't create any flat spots or bogging under load, but it does come with very rich settings as standard, which means there's room for improvement. With owners, tuners and dealers more accustomed to key-in carbs in recent years, it's going to take some time for everyone to get up to speed with the Mikuni again, especially as this unit was developed specifically for the 2017 KTMs, and because no one has a full box of Mikuni jets lying around, I guess. Being the biggest KTM dealer in Australia, the guys from KTM Newcastle have already developed a setting for the 2017 250 XC that generates much crisper throttle response across the rev range. We'll publish details of this on our website, but just quickly, it's got a 440 main jet, 37.5 pilot jet, a 4373 needle with a clip position 2 from the top, and the air screw 2 full turns out from being wound all the way in. So keep an eye on Transmoto's website for details and developments. This jetting spec is significantly leaner than standard. It gives a much smoother and more progressive throttle response, and it also increases the bike's fuel range from 80 to 110 to 120 kilometres from a tank. which will be something that's greatly appreciated by the more adventurous trail riders out there. It's also worth noting that it's pretty easy to lose the small rubber grommets which are used to secure the airbox lid. A dab of grease on those lugs helps prevent them from dislodging, or dislodging the grommets that is, but we carry a few spare grommets in the bum bag just in case. Also, while it's true that KTM's collaboration with Maxxis has definitely improved the front and rear tyres that the entire EXE rolls on, we still have our reservations about these Maxxis hoops' performance, particularly in soft terrain. So we plan to test a few of Golden Tyres' large range of enduro tyres that have already won the past 2 outright AOSC titles in the hands of KTM Enduro racing team guys Toby Price and Daniel Sanders, and have already notched up several world titles in Europe. So stay tuned for more video installments and online mini features about this project bike from KTM, which will be looked after by Transmotor's newest recruit, digital content manager Jared Duffy. In the meantime, check out the link we've included in this website article for a detailed ride impression on the 2017 250 EXE and the entire range of new generation enduro models from KTM.